Hello, and welcome to another episode of Becoming a TechnoWizard. It's been quite a while once again, ish, but we getting around to it, around to doing these habits and whatnot. So I finally finished or not really finished, but I got to a good enough spot with my case study on Webflow, with figuring out Webflow and stuff like that. So hopefully the next one will be easier to do. All right, so yeah, so gonna jump into it. So for this episode, I want to try to work on my homepage and just share my experience kind of learning Webflow and stuff like that. Um, because it's a bit of a learning curve for me, at least. Some pretty cool things that you can do with it, but yeah, it's definitely taking some time to get used to it. So I think I want to share that, but I feel like it's going to be boring. So if it feels boring, if it keeps feeling boring, I'm going to just switch and start talking about what I've been learning in design of everyday things. But without further ado, let us share my screen. And here we do. Okay. So first, I'll go ahead and share the other page I've been working on. Oops. Come on. There we go. All right. So yeah, as you can see here, it's my first page. I think it looks pretty decent. And the black background's a little bit blurry, but they don't really have a higher resolution image on. This is from the client that we worked it with. I wanted to share their images, but they're not. None of them are really high resolution, so I'm using them as background images. I was thinking about doing something where you click on the background and you can see the image, and I would tell, hey, this is from the website, blah blah blah. But I don't think that's necessary. But some things, you can finally got this effect working out. Like I didn't realize, but Webflow hides so much stuff. I had to look it up to see. I didn't even know this was an option, but they apparently have this nifty little states thing right here, and so you can choose what the hover state is. These other states, and you can just change it there, and it instantly does everything else. Before, I thought you had to go through the interactions thing and figure out these create a interaction like a mouse hover event or something like that, which is kind of complicated to do, especially with what I want to do later on. Like my shadows aren't really like the shadow effects, the box shadows, they aren't in that menu. So I was stuck on that for a while. It's like small things like that. It seems simple, but because the platform is so like different, or I'm just getting used to it, it's difficult. But now that I know, it's like, oh, it's stupid simple now. But I spent like I can't tell you how long I spent trying to figure stuff like that out. But anyways, yeah, go through my page. So you scroll through, overview. Finally figured out this was another thing that was getting on my nerves. Is like trying to do a whole image. The reason why it looks kind of blurry is because I actually had to make this 100%. Like it takes the entire space of this whole column. I mean, this whole row, this whole black area. Because when I did it with just this column area, it just would not. It would not do the 100% thing. Like it wouldn't. The height would not take up the whole height of the section. I know I'm probably doing something wrong with that, but that's the best I can do for that. So I'm just trying to keep that there. One other thing I want to do is to have like a sort of parallax effect. So the background picture would scroll, or like the page would scroll and the background picture would, go different direction. So more of the picture would kind of unfold in the background. Um, but again, it's not a huge part of the site, so I'm not going to worry about it, but I want to figure it out later on eventually. Oh yeah, I got this this progress bar kind of working on at the bottom. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to like make it perfect because my sections aren't all the same size. And so unfortunately, one of those other difficult things, that's why these, kind of sections are a little bit different. This part I'm not finished yet. I wanted to, because before I was going to put these as links and it will lead to the Notion with all the details. Like I said, my last couple episodes, my instructor was saying I should probably just make it like all on the same page or on the same website, so people don't feel like I was being lazy, or just more convenient for people. So I'm gonna do like a drop down, and you do drop down and it has all the information down there. But that's later. I might not do it in this iteration. I changed this to illustrations instead of using the stock images that I had before. This, I was so glad. This took me so long to figure out, but I'm glad I finally figured it out. You know, look at that. I think it looks pretty good. It's not as I imagined, but it's decent. It's decent. Maybe it even looks better in some places because before I was gonna just have the words highlighted, but that wasn't as readable. But this kind of method is pretty nice, you know. It has some interaction to the website. I know I might have to change some of that. I don't know. That's not very readable right there. Uh, all right, so this is the part I was talking about here. You know, this effect here, just this simple effect of hovering over something and then it changes. You know, I thought I had to go through a whole interaction thing, but it's simple, just finding that freaking hover state that was hidden. Like, why would I click that? You know, that arrow there. That arrow seemed like it led to different classes. You know, oops, like this. I didn't. I just never thought to click this. I thought this was like related to these classes. You know, and I haven't been using classes very well either. So, but yeah. Oh, this part, the way I figured this out is I made a grid effect here, put them each on a different grid, and then did some interactions with the hover effect. Put all my things here, so you know only certain ones show up um, when I do these hover events. So the description and then the hover, the background, like starts at a smaller thing, and then it gets bigger, and then I do a hover out effect to make it go away. But yeah, so this is pretty cool in Webflow. You can set this like description thing. I set it to like, you know, to hit to hide. I set that as the initial state. So, you know, all this doesn't show up at first. This is a pretty cool little thing that you can do here. But anyways, let us continue. Change some of these colors. Before this is very bright, so it was hard to read the white. Oh yeah, finally I figured out how to use light frames. So when you click a picture, it shows up these other, you know, images. Um, well, this one I changed it purposely because you know you don't really have to log in. I mean, you can see this pretty clearly, and I wanted to show people that you know I improved the sitemap. This is a great example of the light frames here. Oh, never mind, it's not on this one. But even it doesn't expand it too often, but you can always like use your browser to zoom in. So I hope this most people still can do this feature because there is no other way for me to increase the size of the image through Webflow. So hopefully everybody can just, you know, zoom in on their device. Here we go. So yeah, here I put like, you can connect light frames together um, so that, you know, when you click one, I could connect it to other ones so people can see, you know, the other areas of my wireframe. So these show up other places in the page, but when you click here, you know, you can easily just go through them. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. I have this little drop down. So this is the type of drop down I want to do for up there, but it's going to be, of course, like a bigger part of the page. Might take off this, you know, shadow effect. I just thought that was a little cool thing to make it seem more interactive. Um, Before it was like a full box, but it seemed like it was like kind of taking up a lot of space. And I like this effect where it's only like a half a box or something. I just removed the border on the top and the side. And that's my page there. I gotta fix these so you can hover, do the hover effect as well. And add some images here. My footer, probably gonna put like my trailer growth so you can see my other pages. I want to make this so that it stops showing up here. I want it so it stops showing up like right here or something like that. I don't know how to do that. I heard you can do something like that with stickies, like set the position so you know once it scrolls past a certain place, it doesn't go any further. It's not sticky anymore. So I don't know how to do that, but I've seen it. Just gotta figure it out. I'm not gonna do it right now because I gotta move on. But yeah. Overall, I think it looking pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the whole, thing for this, I wanted to make it easy to glance through. So, you can glance to see what's going on, see there's different sections, see images. Even though I have more words, I don't have a whole lot of images. I think it's decent enough to catch your attention if you only have like 3 minutes to scroll through. Um, Hopefully you'll stop by and stop on certain things. And because my wireframes are all connected, you can if you click only one, you'll still be able to see the other ones. And then, with these more info areas, these links, especially as drop boxes, they'll be more noticeable. And, so people who are taking their time to read can see, I put a lot more details into my stuff so you can, read more about them. So this is a really colorful one. The other ones probably won't be as colorful because this one just works so well for this brand, for this company. But yeah, I think I feel pretty good about this. You know what I'm saying? Way better than the Wix one. Let's look back at that. It's not popping up. Oh yeah, this is Chrome. .wix, I think. Shoot, I don't remember. Pull up on Firefox. .wixsite.com. Oh yeah, you got to put the freaking what I put XR designer. A little cringe there. Whatever. So look, I don't know why Wix takes so long to load. Like why? And it's still loading. The background, it's weird. Yeah. Come on. Finish loading. Is it gonna stay like that? Weird. No, it's still loading. You see what I mean? This is what I mean. And I didn't even click anything. See, Wix just be having so many bugs. There we go. So I know this is bad in so many ways, but I did what I was trying to do an image. And I don't know what they mean when they say you have a why is there I don't know. But I understand what they mean now when they say, when you first start design, there's a big gap between your goals, like what your vision is and what your abilities are. Like my vision was sort of like this, but not really. It's just I wanted to do a 3D kind of space. We walk in, it's like the background image is kind of doing a thing with the foreground, so it makes it seem like everything is inside the page and immersive. Immersive. But oof, that was just so difficult to do. Anyways, let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, I had this because I want to tell more about the company, so I had this little pop up here. So you can see, my improvements. Like this looks a lot cluttered. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like the background image thing didn't work out as well as I imagined it would. It was really hard to do things like spacing and all this other stuff. I kept trying to play around with these different, background kind of effects type of thing with the way I have the page. It's definitely different, but might be too different. It's too distracting. All right. That's a big problem. That's a big thing that people gave feedback on is that you don't want the design of the page, to be distracting away from the content, which is weird because in a way, you want the design of your page to be, to stand out, because when people are looking at dozens of portfolios, you using the same type of streamlined, clean, minimalistic, white space type of design as everybody else. Yeah, it looks good, but are people going to remember that? Right? That was my biggest worry for doing a website, according to the traditional kind of concepts, is that if you do something that's just like everybody else, why would people remember it? How would people remember it? I think I did a good kind of, um, translation on that, or like uh, compromise on that for my, this new design, is that it's different, but it's not too different. That's a big thing with innovation. is that you can be unique, you can be, bring new stuff to the table, but you still have to ground it into the same familiarity, same things that people are familiar with across regular principles, because that allows them to kind of grasp onto it more. Because now they're not thinking about, oh, how does this work? They're thinking about, oh, this is cool, right? Or this is a really good improvement, stuff like that. So hopefully I did that pretty well with this. But I don't know. I felt proud about this when I first did it, even though I knew it wasn't that good. And I feel even prouder about my new one, even though I know it's not great. It's not, perfect yet. But it is what it is. So I spent long enough time procrastinating. Let's see if I can get into sheesh, my web page here, my home page. So I want to make my home page. I'm not gonna, do the same thing again. I learned my lesson. Um, so I think I'm going to do something like this, what I started doing, for like a more normal type of thing. Um, very simple, very straightforward. So you got your nav bar at the top. Um, got like an intro to me, talking about, who I am. Resume on the side, so it's very easy to go through that. Then, case studies. I might put a word here so you can see it above the fold, case studies. Or I might do it like, I was thinking of another thing where, because a lot of the case studies that I've been seeing, they have like all their case studies kind of like at the top, like at the very top, it might be, your menu, and then it'll have like their name and title or something like that, and then it'll go immediately into case studies. Gotta pause. The problem having a big family. Very good. So yeah, I think I can do this. But I don't know if I should do this one. That's my problem. All right, I'm not sure if this is a great case study kind of area, because I didn't want to focus too much at the images. I don't think my images are super great. All right, let's see some examples. Come on, load up. All right, I'm on Firefox. I'm gonna switch it over to Chrome in a second. Let me find what I'm looking at. Oh wait, I have them on my Notion. Case study examples. Yeah, desktop. All right, so I got like a lot of examples I'm looking at. I should have ordered these to like my favorite ones. These notes were given my Carrie. Shout out to Carrie. He always has some interesting things to say about design and notes. Okay, yeah. Well, this is an actual case study. Trying to look at the home page. Yeah, they got a big kind of blurb about them. I don't think I'm going to do that. Well, that's basically what I'm trying to do. A blurb about me. Did I just click the same thing? I did. Sorry, y'all. This is so cool. I remember this one. It's pretty good. Probably not going to do this. I'm not that bold, creative. It's really cool, though. But you see here, they put like their work first, and then they went into themselves. I do like that type of idea, but I am not, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not, 100% like confident in my work. Like I know I did good work for where I am, but trying to stand out as a junior designer with people who have like 3-5 years experience. So I have to like focus kind of more on my personality, my transitional experience. So I want to see how I can bring that out. Not really sure. John Park, I remember he had a good one. He did his for Discord, yeah. That was like a thing that got bought by Discord. Box, freaking Airbase. He worked on a lot of stuff. So kind of like a name, position, a little small thing, and then a big, what do you call that? It's like a hook, trying to. So you see that as a big thing. So it gets you wondering, like, okay, what's this? And you start scrolling down, and it moves. So that brings you into the page, engages you. That makes it feel like you're going inside of a thing of his domain. It's pretty interesting. And then it tells him more about himself, more about me, and boom, big case study type of images. I like how you put it in a 3D space. So you put it in these, I forgot what the term is for that, when you put it on like the screen, as if it's in real life, as if, it's a real product. Helps people visualize it in the real world, which is good, but I'm not sure if it'll work for me because most of my stuff, were for school, even with the client, it was just a mid fidelity. We didn't go all the way to production. But a lot of these case studies I've seen, the really good ones, have this full page type of thing, right? Where each case study takes up almost like the full page, basically a full page, even more than a full page. Look at that. All right. Remember this one too. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think this is one of the things I had in mind. So a shorter type of short but big explanation of who you are, and it's like a under the fold. It's halfway kind of showing you that there's something more. So you're encouraged to scroll. So you got a big, nice image of the app, and then a little an explanation of what it is. Yeah, this is more the idea I had. But again, I don't know if I should do this because again, these big images are really nice. Mine are not. Are they're decent, Can't down. Need to stop downplaying myself. That's my problem as well. But procrastinating again. Sheesh. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this one, and then see how we can test it out, and then jump into the other one or do both of them. They're both pretty simple designs, but since this one's already kind of created, I'm just gonna recreate it in Webflow. I also want to recreate something like this nav bar. Really like this nav bar. I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know how to do that back effect there. But I like the fact that it's like a futuristic kind of projecting out. I love that stuff. But okay, so big thing in the middle here. So some things I learned about Webflow is how to design your page. And delete these. All right, so you get your body and then your section, and then you create a div, which is going to be your container. Come on. I might not be able to do this here. What was it? Oh, okay, never mind. It better pop up. I just wasn't looking right. And this container is going to be your how you center the page, how you keep it centered. So you can name it. And then the actual structure of your page is your layout is going to be inside that container. So I'm going to put another div. I'm going to call this one, I guess, main layout. You always change it later. That's why I like tools like this, because when you're coding, if you pick a name, it's going to be kind of difficult to change it later because you have to do things like control find and change every instance. But things like this automatically changes everything. So it's pretty nice. So the main layout inside, I'm going to have a heading for my name. Actually, what you can do is go to your container, go to Flexbox, and then center everything. Why is this off the page? I don't know why this is strange. Oh, I did not want you, Siri. Okay. Still doing it. This is really weird. Just gonna have to operate in windowed mode. No, it's still. I've been using this thing for all day and it has not. What in the world? Have to reload. Might not be able to do it, y'all. Because that's gonna be really annoying. This video is probably already long. Yeah, I might just call it a day. I mean, I showed my page anyways. I showed this Quell case studies. Showed some of the things that I did. So if you're interested in seeing more, let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this, yeah, it's still doing that. Might be the recording. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna just stop there. And if you have any questions, if you just want to, critique my page, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, thanks for watching. Gonna try to do a design of everyday things episode tomorrow. Hopefully, I gotta work though. That's been like the problem. It's hard to carve out time between work and not, because even though I don't have to work very long, it's like what 6, 7 hours, but still gotta like take the bus and all that, and then train, which is not that bad in these times, surprisingly, because they only allow them to be half filled at most. So it's pretty decently safe. Keep the windows open, AC running, all that stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, my transit is mad long, like 3 hours each way. So yeah, that time I just usually use for like podcasts, listening to podcasts, reading, stuff like that. But when I finally get to work, I only have like maybe 20, 30 minutes to spare. And that's if, I might have to do some stuff there, to open up shop. And then on the way back, I don't have much time to be staying extra outside. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. But anyways, yeah, we'll see. Gotta work the next 2 days. So if I can find some time, I'll do it. But if not, I've been dropping podcasts and Thoughts of a Trillionaire podcast. So, just Google that up, or maybe I put it in the description if you're interested in hearing my weird voice some more. We can do that. Uh, I've also been trying to do Instagram videos more often. Been going over Atomic Habits as I've been reading that, and that's been pretty cool. So that's on my Instagram. So yeah, you can find me if you still want to listen to me. Otherwise, have a good day and see you later. Bye bye.